I love this question, which is, what would you do if you weren't afraid? And I love thinking about that when I'm thinking about big life decisions. Like, what would I do if I weren't afraid? And it's usually like the big one, the bigger thing that I really want to do, but I'm afraid to do it. It's like, that's what I should do. And he said that when he actually pointed out what my like revenge fantasy was in real life, I realized it looks stupid. Yeah, I looked like the beta in the fucking situation, right? And so he was like, the only thing that you can do is win so big that all of them constantly compare themselves to you, and then you'll forget they exist. And that's when he said, success is the only revenge. He's like, it's not the best revenge. He's like, it's the only one. There's no other revenge. Because everything else is petty. Everything else does show that you were thinking about these people all day long, which means they win by default. He's like, all you can do is think about your goal and winning. He's like, and when you win, that's when you become so big that they shrink into irrelevance. You cast a shadow that no one even can see them on.
Woo! Rise and shine, dreamers. Another blessed and grateful day. Happy Friday. Oh my goodness, this week is flying by and we are officially into Abundance in April. Super excited to get into this month, fam. This always one of my favorite months of the year because we tend to have a huge convention coming in during this month, and we absolutely do. April 24th to the 27th. I'm going to make sure that everybody is reminded coming up until the date. So, as you can see, today's topic is going to be the 7 books that can change your life. I'm just going to spitball 7 of them that have really gave me a huge shift in perspective, some of my habits, the way that I see life, the way that I go about my daily income producing activities. So, with no further ado, let me get IG on live. And today we're going to get into 7 books that have changed the game. And I'm going to save you guys the time. I'm going to give you guys the Spark Notes so you can get a quick little skim through of some of these books. So let me get IG tapped in. It's going to be one they don't want to miss. Here we go. Change. Okay. Boom. Here we go. IG, happy Friday. What is everybody grateful for coming into today? Grateful to be alive. Grateful for the dream team, for the family, for the knowledge to be able to grow, learn, get 1% better for the day. And I'm excited for this month. This month is I'm so grateful for the future. The reason is I know for a fact that nobody is going to come out of this month the same person that they came stepping into the beginning of it. So I'm not going to spoil it. I'm just going to let you go ahead and see for yourself. So stay tuned. Let's go ahead and get into it for today. 7 books that really changed my habits, my perspective, my mindset, and really how I look at business. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get into it. Number 1, the first book that I wanted to go ahead and give you guys is called Relentless by Tim Grover. Okay, for all of my athletes out there, if you don't know who Tim Grover is, Mar Doyle, what's going on? Tim Grover is actually somebody who trained some of the greatest to ever live. He trained Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, and he really doesn't sugarcoat anything. In 3 pieces of this book that I could give you. Number 1, your results speak and not our reasons, right? Everybody has the reasons. Everybody has excuses why we can't go ahead and make it happen. But when you look at the greats, they all could have had excuses, but at the same time, they created results, okay? That's number 1. Number 2 is pressure is where you find out who you really are. You know, he said, think about Michael Jordan. Think about Kobe Bryant at a free throw line. And you have thousands of individuals in the stand. You have even on the away games. Imagine the away games where they're getting booed at. Some people in football games, they're getting batteries thrown at them. If we're talking about Pittsburgh versus Philly. So the amount of discipline, the amount of pressure that they actually learn how to handle in these type of moments is the same capability that we all have. When things get scary, when we get nervous, we're able to actually tap into that same tunnel vision as they do. The difference is they've learned how to go ahead and put themselves in environments where they do feel pressure, and they've learned how to go ahead and handle it, right? And another piece is good is never good enough. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant used to get there before everybody else, and he used to stay there after everybody. And he even told everybody, he's like, listen, I don't even have the biggest hands. I'm not the fastest. I don't even have the longest reach. But hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. So that was number 1. Champions are built in silence. Relentless by Tim Grover. Always one of my favorite books when I first started getting into sports when I was younger. I got a piece of this one. Next one I want to tell you guys, okay? This is called 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel, and this one is about business, okay? And when you guys study this one, you're going to see that at the end of the day, you don't build a big business by tearing down somebody else's structures, right? If you think about New York, out of all the skyscrapers, they don't tear somebody else's skyscraper down to go ahead and build theirs any higher. They just look at themselves and they go ahead and build it strictly off of their vision. What is it that they see? Okay. Number 3, the third book I want to give you guys, Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. Right. Everybody knows the Goggins story. If you've never seen somebody who is relentless and you feel like that you've been going through trauma, you feel like you've been bullied externally from maybe family, friends not being able to see what you see. David Goggins went from somebody who was literally almost 400 pounds. You talk about depression. You talk about somebody who was down and out. And they said, you know what? I'm ready to go ahead and change my life. And drop a 2 down below if you guys have ever had those situations where you finally got to a point you said, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm ready to go ahead and make a change. David Goggins actually joined the army. Not only did he lose hundreds of pounds, he actually ended up getting in the Guinness Book of World Records multiple times for actually fitness endeavors. So it just goes to show it doesn't matter where you come from, doesn't matter where you start. All that matters is that we keep going. All right, that's huge. Next one I want to give you guys. This is big. I'm going to skim through these. Mindset by Carol Dweck. Okay, this is talking about 3 things. Our abilities aren't fixed. Challenges is where growth happens, and failure is just feedback, and it's never judgment. All right, number 6. Next one I want to give you. Start with why. Mr. Simon Sinek. Now, this is actually one of my favorites on the list, one of my favorite individuals to study. And he talks about how great leaders, they inspire with why, right? The products are great. The tools are phenomenal. But at the end of the day, people don't just join the products. People join people. So when you really think about why it is that we do what we do, that's what somebody wants to hear. Where were you before you got started entrepreneurship? What was the decision that you made to help transition you to get to the other side? I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I hated working my 9 to 5. I hated having somebody boss me around. And I knew there was more to life, but I had to actually figure out why. Because it's easy to go ahead and go to work and come back home very tired and be lazy and not do anything. I did that for a long time until my sister passed from cancer, and I had to go through a tragic moment in my life and really actually sit down and define my why. I'm not here to just exist. I'm here to go out and leave an imprint. So Simon Sinek, the day you figure out your why is the day that your priorities and everything starts to change. And the last one I want to go ahead and give everybody is sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. Sometimes you win and sometimes you learn. And this is coming from John Maxwell. And he says, if you never make mistakes, we never learn anything. So the person that is afraid to go out and do something different, they're afraid to go out and go against the grain, they're never going to make mistakes. They're never going to be able to get to another level. So I understood this a long time ago when it came to speaking, building a brand, building a business. Yes, we're going to make mistakes, but we're going to learn along this way. And the greatest growth, he says, often happens following some of our biggest disappointments. Right? If you look at champions that went out and they lost a fight, they came back and they're like, you know what? I'm going to train 10 times harder. I'm going to get serious with my health. I'm going to really dial in on my time that I'm utilizing. So this is where it begins. So family, here's a couple books that really changed my perspective, some cliff notes for you all to take a quick little takeaway and realize at the end of the day, there's never going to be a experience, an emotion that you and I are going to experience that somebody has already taken the time to sit down and write in a book. So I love you, fam. Happy Friday. Anything you need, we have your back. Remember, we can be, do, and have anything. We can hold it in our mind. We can hold it right here in our hand. Have a blessed day, and let's go out and turn these dreams into reality. Rocky, you already know, one of my favorites of all time. It's game time. Let's go.